Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation, with some breaking news and relating to the dollar coin that was supposed to be released this year to kick off the American Innovation $1 coin program that will start in 2019. They wanted to do a coin, and the mint gave the Congress, the legislation gave the mint discretion to mint a dollar coin in 2018 to kick off the series, so to speak. And the obverse of the coin was to feature a rendition of Lady Liberty, an up close and personal look at Lady Liberty, and extending all the way to the rim. And most of you, or if you haven't seen, I'll post a link either at the end screen or in the description below to my video called "The Bold and Dramatic Representation of Liberty." And it's supposed to be the Statue of Liberty. And just as I mentioned in that video, I feared that they would rehash an old design. And this is the design from the presidential dollar series, the reverse design with the Statue of Liberty. And I'm disappointed that they chose this. But nonetheless, it looks like this is what it's going to be. It's too bad they can't come up with something new and unique. But nonetheless, the design for this coin is supposed to be representative of the first patent signed by President George Washington. And so that is the obverse. There was only one candidate chosen for that to be reviewed by the CCAC. And that meeting was held today. More on that in a moment, because that's where the breaking news is, because this is a dollar program that may not be. So here is the first rendering of what the dollar coin would look like. Very bland. It just has a signature and looks like kind of a stucco pattern in the background. United States of America and American Innovators. Doesn't talk about the patent anywhere. George Washington signed the first patent. And then here we see, yes, there is some representation with the hand here, with the quill, that he's signing something, and there's an inkwell, but we don't really know what it is. And and sort of a play on the other image, just a little bit more involved. I like this better than the first image, but even as such, not a big fan. Next, we have the signature with the old eagle seal that we saw, and then two quill pins, American Innovators, and that really doesn't tell us a whole lot about what the purpose of the coin is. Then the next one is another with stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stars for the original 13 states, and it has George Washington's signature. All these will have George Washington's signature because that's what's required in the legislation. But it should be related to the patent, signing the first patent. It doesn't quite get there. Again, another one with the quills and the 13 stars, which really doesn't have a whole lot except that's where how big the country was at the time. Next, this one probably has the closest thing to it. There's a quill and the inkwell and the parchment, which is should represent the patent, but I almost think it should say patent on it or something. And then here is another one with a sun there, and I think kind of like that. It expresses, a bright future, but nonetheless, there's really no connection other than just the inkwell and George Washington's signature. And here's another one with an incused, I assume, version of it. And that's it. Now, they had a way for the general public to call in, and I did. I called in to the actual meeting itself. I missed the most of it, but they did talk a little bit about these designs, but there was very little kind of discussed. They just basically, they were on the tail end of describing one of the designs and kind of likened it to some strange thing. And then they went on to say that somebody made a motion that they scrap all of them and not vote on them and not review them, even though they were talking about them and they were really kind of reviewing them, but they didn't vote on them. So the meeting ended with them rejecting the designs, rejecting to review them under two stipulations, which would lead to the dollar coin not being produced. The stipulation number one is that the designs were insufficient of quality, and I do agree with them. They're kind of bland, really not much there. It really doesn't tell you what's going on other than just a signature and a quill and a pen. There's some that I like more than others, and a lack of ingenuity. I didn't hear what they said about the obverse, but that's poorly disappointing in my opinion too. That obverse, and then the other thing is insufficient, um, time constraints in order to get this coin out in time, because U.S. Mint staff would have to recreate these designs for review again by the CCAC, and then they would have to be implemented and sculpted and the like. So it's disappointing, and I don't know if the CFA is going to have some ruling on this or not. We shall see in the end what they do. And the Mint could say, well, we're going to go ahead and pick one ourselves, or the Treasury Secretary could pick a design and go forth with it. But I kind of doubt it. Really, I think that since the legislation says it's at the Mint's discretion, they may just scrap the 2018 coin. My guess is they probably will not mint this coin. Post your thoughts below. Just thought I'd share this breaking news with everyone. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.